Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm, LLC, offers more value than any other good full-service real estate brokerage firm when it comes to the sale of your home. We offer at least 27 things that contribute to your home selling in the least amount of time at the highest price. To receive our free home selling pamphlet, email us at info@brooksanddavis.com or call 713-665-8329. We also assist people who want to purchase homes or who are interested in getting their real estate license. Visit us at www.brooksanddavis.com.
Are you an inspiring entrepreneur? Or maybe you're an entrepreneur looking to take your business to the next level. My name is LarryWBrooks, and I am the author of Empowering Quotes for the Entrepreneur in You and The Entrepreneur Code. In these two books, I guarantee you there's success secrets that will take your business to the next level. I personally invite you to visit LarryWBrooks.com. Go under the books link and purchase your signed personal copy from myself. You have a great day and have an awesome 2020.
Happy Thursday. Welcome to the Prime Real Estate Network podcast. I'm your host, Rick Davis. If you don't follow me on social media, I urge you to do so at Prime Real Estate Rick. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in residential or commercial real estate anywhere in the great state of Texas, but especially here in our lovely city of Houston, you can reach me directly on Instagram at Prime Real Estate Rick. As always, it's an honor and a pleasure to be here with you this week, just like it is every Thursday in the 12 o'clock hour. And I want to thank everyone in the audience for tuning in with us again this week. This is the part of the show where I normally introduce my co-host, the renowned real estate broker, the multi-time author, the serial entrepreneur, the Texas real estate king, Mr. Larry W. Brooks. But he is away on assignment along with the team from Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm. And I want to wish them safe travels because we will be attending the National Association of Realtors Convention in San Diego, California this weekend. So big shout out to the team from Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm. And once again, I wish them all safe travels. And I also would be remiss if I did not give a hearty congratulatory shout out to our sister over at Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm, Miss Sydney Ely. She is the 2021 National Association of Realtors winner of the Good Neighbor Award. She's receiving this award for all of her charitable endeavors along with her nonprofit, which is Twist for Girls. So I want to make sure I give her a congratulatory shout out because it's a great, 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 great thing. Now, and this will be the first time I'm introduced the audience to this. If you have not had the opportunity to visit the new Prime Real Estate Network store on Teespring, please feel free. You can go to Teespring, search the Prime Real Estate Network, and what you'll find is all the newest in Prime Real Estate Network swag, t-shirts, cell phone cases, and the like. So if you haven't had an opportunity to visit the Prime Real Estate Network store on Teespring, I invite you to do so. Man, we have a very, very, very exciting episode planned for you today because today is the Prime Real Estate Network Veterans Day special. And I want to thank all the military veterans, retired, active, in all of the branches, including the Coast Guard. And I want to thank them for their service. And I want to also thank their families for allowing them to serve and protect this country, man. On Veterans Day, I always think to people like my late grandfather, who was a military veteran. I have cousins and friends that are currently serving in the military. And on Veterans Day, I felt like it would only be to everyone's benefit to gear today's episode of the Prime Real Estate Network to those veterans, to getting those veterans in homes and letting those veterans know the value of taking advantage of their veterans eligibility and their veterans benefits. We have a really, really great and knowledgeable guest this week, and I won't waste any more time before introducing her to our audience. She is not only a real estate entrepreneur, she is a licensed realtor, and she is also a registered nurse here in the city of Houston. And without any further ado, I would like to introduce to the Prime Real Estate Network audience, Miss Sonya Gaines. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you guys for having me.
Get your applause and soak it up. Soak it up.
Well, thank you. Look, I'm very, very excited to be here. Thank you for the opportunity, and also thank you for creating this platform that we can come and talk and discuss things that matter, of course, in the world.
And I want to thank you so much because, A, I know how hard it is for real estate professionals to carve time out on a Thursday. B, I know how hard it is for people to carve time out of their schedule out on Veterans Day.
Yes.
But I can't imagine how a registered nurse can find time on Veterans Day to sit in on a real estate podcast. So on all three fronts, I want to thank you so very, very much, Ms. Gaines.
It is my pleasure.
You know, when I was doing some research about you, your real estate brand, and your professional background leading into this interview, I was just so amazed at how you're able to wear those hats. Yes. So if you could, just please introduce your real estate brand to our audience and speak to our audience a little bit about what differentiates you as a real estate professional from all the other faces in the crowd.
Okay, so, well, obviously, I'm a realtor, licensed realtor in the state of Texas, so I can buy, sell, lease anywhere in the state of Texas. But my focus is mainly Houston. So I have been a registered nurse for 14 years. And I've been a realtor now almost 4 years. So with all of that, right, you know, it's been a very interesting journey. I am also currently, I'm a nurse educator, which we call professional development practitioners at one of the Houston hospitals here. And I actually help pretty much educate our staff. It's based on professional development and things like that. So that's why real estate is so easy to me, because I'm able to educate my buyers, my sellers, just as I would my staff or my students, because I also am a adjunct professor at the University of Texas at Arlington. So
interesting.
Yes, so I do quite a few things. But I would say what sets me apart, I would definitely say that obviously education, right? Because I focus on education. Educating your clients is one of the most important things that you could possibly do. Giving them the foundation, the footwork to be able to move forward and to just, progress, right? And to get to that common goal that we're trying to seek. I would say reliable. Obviously reliability is something that's very important, right? I would say relatable, because I too have purchased a home before, as well as other properties that I'm currently, I have some projects coming up that I'm working on as well.
Absolutely.
And of course, dependable, right?
Right.
Because you have to be dependable in this business. You can get the business, but if you don't show up and you don't do the things that your clients need you to do, then, it makes it very difficult for other realtors out here.
It's so, and I appreciate you being so transparent, because pre-pandemic, one of the foundations of my marketing practices were meeting and doing lunch visits with nurses, dental assistants, in and the like, clinics, clinicians. But, post-pandemic, those things have been kind of cut off.
It's shifted.
No. So with you being a professional on both fronts, how have you been surprised at how much education is needed in the medical sector? And because everyone in the hospital is a professional.
Right.
And one of the things, when I was allowed access, I would always be surprised by was how little education from a real estate perspective these educated people actually had. And you being able to serve on both fronts, could you just please explain to our audience what you've noticed being in that arena? So,
for me, I work for a very good organization. So with that being said, we're constantly educated on what's going on, of course, in the medical field, right? There's lots of research and things like that that's done. But, it's all about, information being shared, right? And so I find the same thing in real estate as well, right? Because people think like, oh, I can just go out, buy a house, with this in this crazy market, or things like that. So it's the same. It's honestly on both sides. It's the same thing. It's about information sharing, right? It's about just making sure that people are actually knowledgeable about what's going on, right? It's about disseminating that information and just making sure that they completely understand it, right? Not some aspects of it, or work with them and make sure that they kind of grasp the concept. And so I think that on both sides, the medical side, real estate side, it's all the same. It's the same thing.
No, because you're one of those few people who have opportunity to see both sides of that door.
Right.
You have access in both realms, and I can only imagine that once people know you're a licensed realtor, how sometimes you can get inundated with those questions as opposed to professional medical questions and all that kind of thing. But I'm sure it's a labor of love for you. No, because like you mentioned earlier, you're an educator, so that's something I think you're just predisposed to doing.
Right.
So getting this information out is something I think that everybody in and around your spheres probably sees as an invaluable asset.
Right. So you know what? This is a crazy thing, as a nurse and a realtor, I get nursing questions, from my clients, right? So if there's like a medical question, I'm like, oh, okay, well, what about,
Oh, wait. See, I never considered that. So your real estate clients, when they find out that you're a nurse, will then cross that line.
They'll ask me medical questions too. They're like, what do you think about this? What do you think? What do you think I should do with this? Sometimes, medications. Can I take this? Or can I take that? So just a lot of different things. You get it. Because my logo is I'll take care of your heart and your home.
Oh, wow.
And so that's my saying, because it's the truth. Right. I, as a nurse, I served I was a critical care nurse. So that's one of my credentials. I have my certification in critical care. And so, that's what we did. We took care of heart patients. We took care of every type of patient that came through the ICU. Right. And so because that's my brand, and that's how I branded myself, because I'll take care of my client's heart as well as their home. Right. So I can help you on both aspects. So I don't mind the questions about real estate and nursing.
And I have to ask this for all the nurses in our audience that are probably taking some time to check us out on Facebook Live during their lunch break. Before you were licensed, what was your mindset towards entrepreneurship? And what was the tipping point? Because, a lot of times before you go into learning new things and taking on that kind of responsibility, it's something that you think about first.
Right, absolutely.
So what was the build-up and what was the tipping point?
So I would say that for me, I had been a nurse at the time for about 10 years. And I was like, so let me go back. I actually paid for, because one of my good friends, shout out to my friend Pat, he's in Dallas. He's a realtor up there, and he told me about this course online. Pat's he's real like on top of his stuff. So he told me about an online course, and I was like, man, I'm just gonna, I'll sign up and take this course. Ended up signing up, didn't finish the class, right? I'm just not that type of learner. So I'm an in-person, I'm an auditory learner, so I hear it, I know it, I'm good, right? So I ended up, I was just like, you know what? After I purchased my house, which it'll be 6 years ago, I was like, man, my realtor, she's amazing, right? She's amazing. I was like, man, my realtor did this. Well, why can't I do this, right? And she, at the time, she still does. She was working full time, and I was, I got into it as a way to just make additional money, right? Because of course, in nursing, we can pick up shifts. I've always had multiple nursing jobs because that's the thing we do. But I was like, man, she's able to do that. I think I probably could get into that too. I got into it, and I definitely did not think that my business would grow, as much as it has, right? But had I not taken the step, then, I wouldn't be here today. Right. So. But I'm happy I did. Obviously.
No, absolutely, because I just believe that one of the things that your clients appreciate about working with you is that consistency,
Right.
that open door policy that you have as far as information, reaching out. And of course, like you mentioned before, that they can ask you questions on a couple of fronts.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
They can ask you things that normally people wouldn't feel comfortable talking to their real estate professional
and
about.
honestly, we have to be resources, right?
Absolutely.
You know this from being in the business for as long as you have. People come to you because, obviously referrals, right? But people come to you because you're sharing information, right? You're a resource to them. You know about programs that, the next person might not know about, right? You're a resource, and so their resource, you're sharing this information, you're educating them, you're making sure that they get to the finish line, right? On whatever aspect it is, right? So it's just about helping people grow, I think.
No, it's absolutely the case. I agree totally. And you sharing these experiences, I think, is going to inspire so many medical professionals.
Yes.
And I think it's going to also inspire those who have been thinking about a career in real estate.
Oh, absolutely.
But don't necessarily see themselves as that type of person.
Everybody
has their own little box they put themselves in.
Absolutely.
So, and the reason why I was so excited about having you on is because I'm hoping that we can shatter some of those myths about being able to do this and do that.
Right.
You can't be a nurse and be that, or you can't be a realtor
and you
and be
absolutely can. You absolutely can. I think it's all about the way you go at, how you perceive it, right? If you believe that you're going to be able to do it, then you'll make it happen, right?
Absolutely.
It's about putting the, now I will say that it is a lot of work, a lot of people think, you see us on social media, we sold a house, but there's a lot that goes into that on the back end. However, the first thing is to just be able to get started. Right? You gotta get started. If you don't have a place to start it, or if you don't believe that you're going to be able to do it, then it's not going to work. Right?
Exactly.
So it's about everything is about mindset. Right? Believe that you can achieve it, and you will.
We're going to take a break here shortly to hear from our sponsor. But when we come back, I want to talk to you a little bit about your evolutionary path as far as a businesswoman and entrepreneur, because I'm sure there's going to be so many people who know you from the medical industry or may know you from the real estate industry that may not totally value the amount of work you've had to put in to become this one-stop shop resource of education and knowledge for everyone. So, and then also I want to talk to you a little bit about your experience working with vets.
Okay.
It is Veterans Day, and
absolutely,
we can share some information as far as our experiences from that realm as well.
Okay, sounds good.
I want to thank everyone for tuning in to the Prime Real Estate Network podcast. We're going to take a short break to hear from our sponsors, but we'll be right back.
I'm serial entrepreneur Larry W. Brooks, and I'd like to personally invite you to take a closer look at the Pure Hustle clothing brand, along with several books that I've authored to take entrepreneurs, small business owners to the next level of their business. So please take a look at shoplwb.com. How do you survive?
Rent to own is not a myth. Turn your rental payment into a down payment with Divvy Homes and the Prime Real Estate Network. All you need to qualify is a 550 minimum FICO score and $40,000 in annual income. If you've worked your current job for at least the last 6 months and you can prove that you have $2,000 in the bank, your dream of home ownership can become a reality. Please direct message, call, or email the Prime Real Estate Network today and learn more about this exciting new program. Welcome back to the Prime Real Estate Network podcast. I'm your host, Rick Davis. If you don't follow me on Instagram, you can do so at Prime Real Estate Rick. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in residential or commercial real estate anywhere in the great state of Texas, but especially here in our lovely city of Houston, you can reach me directly on Instagram at Prime Real Estate Rick. If you're a real estate professional or you're an aspiring real estate professional and you want to learn more about Brooks & Davis Real Estate Firm, please visit our website at brooksanddavis.com. As always, I want to thank everybody for checking us out. Big shout out to the Texas Real Estate King, Mr. Larry W. Brooks, who's away on assignment. I want to introduce this week's guest, Miss Sonya Gaines, Realtor, Entrepreneur, Registered Nurse, all around great lady. Thank you so much for sitting in with us, Miss Gaines.
Absolutely.
Look, man, your first half of your interview was just so on point. It was so enlightening that it is Veterans Day.
Yes.
And I want to ask you, what does Veterans Day mean to you? Can you share some of our experiences of you working with veterans and how that kind of feeds your energy?
Yes, absolutely. So Veterans Day, obviously, I'm very thankful and grateful for the service to our country. I have also had some family members to serve. My two uncles, my mom's brothers, actually served. One is actually deceased, and one he's still with us today. But I'm very appreciative for all the service, for all the hard work, for servicing our country, and just making sure that we are safe. And I have a few, special friends as well. Shout out to everybody that I know that's a veteran. Right. I can't miss anybody,
Please,
and I'm not gonna start naming names because then y'all gonna be mad at me. So I'm just, if I miss somebody, so I'm gonna just say shout out to everybody. Thank you for your service. And so my experiences with veterans have been, very good, right? So of course with veterans, they have no money down, right?
Absolutely.
That's one of the amazing things about doing the VA loans. Also, they have a lot of tax benefits as well, based on, everybody talked about the property taxes here in Houston. So depending on the veteran's level of disability, they may not even pay property taxes, right?
That's amazing.
So it's some awesome benefits to being VA. And then they also, now the loan limits are a bit higher now,
Absolutely.
right? It's, I think, 548 or something along those lines or something.
They are now able to qualify for substantially more valuable property than in the past.
Exactly. So that's definitely a plus with the VA loan programs.
And we're going to bring up a graphic shortly, but I want to speak towards the point you made about the zero down. Because if you're a veteran and you are able to qualify for a veterans home loan through the Veterans Administration, you'll enjoy a cash at closing benefit that is something that I think, unless you actually see it, you will not be able to appreciate the amount of savings. So if we can bring that graphic up, you'll have an opportunity to see that with no money down, how much of a cash to close savings that is, because at 3%, 5%, 10%, it can be as high as $15,000, $25,000, and sometimes even a $30,000 benefit. So I urge every vet out there, if you have not had an opportunity to pre-qualify, to see what your eligibility is, please take advantage of that opportunity. What you're seeing on the screen now is your private mortgage insurance benefit that veterans who qualify for VA home loans enjoy. So every month, as you can see, you can save starting at up to as little as $115 a month to as high as $345 every month, that people who are not veterans and who do not qualify for VA home loans have to pay until they own at least 20% of their property outright. So, it's almost a no-brainer. If you have not had an opportunity to A, find out if you're eligible, and B, get pre-qualified for your VA home loan, reach out to me directly, like I said, on Instagram at Prime Real Estate Rick. You can reach out to Ms. Gaines directly, and we'll both be able to put you in the best position possible to take advantage of all those benefits that all the men and women of this great country have earned. It's outstanding, man. Without getting too long-winded, I wanted to make sure I did that, man, because I'm really passionate about that subject.
Very important.
Absolutely. I've had so many friends, families, vets that I've worked with, and I thank them so much, because as much as they get from my education, I'm able to get the same amount back from hearing about their experiences, talking about their world travels, and getting some insight into how those that protect this country look at the country. And sometimes I think some of the freedoms that we have here can be undervalued. So I like to spotlight those things, especially on Veterans Day.
Absolutely.
Great thing about having a chance to research our guests, and Larry and I talk about this a lot, is that sometimes you tend to find out things about some of the most successful entrepreneurs that most people outside their family would never know. And you are one of those great examples. And I would like for you, just if you don't mind sharing, is there a member of your family, your close personal circle that might have been a business owner or entrepreneur that might have inspired you or served as an example for you to get out here and be the boss lady that you've evolved into?
Yes, absolutely. I have a cousin that we actually are doing some projects with.
Word. So fam, get it going together.
Right,
That's
right.
what's up.
So his name is Marvin Forrest. And he is he's just amazing, right? He's just really, he's solid. He's a business owner. He's about his business, and we think a lot alike, right? And so I've seen him grow his business and just continue to grow and do multiple things. He's just, you know what I mean? He's just amazing. So I would definitely say he would be the person in my family that
and that's super deep, and I appreciate your transparency, because with it being a family member, when you think back to your upbringing and childhood, were there signs of what your cousin would evolve into even when you were young children? Because like I said, Larry and I, we've known each other for more than 25 years almost. And it's always things that when we go back to 18, 19, 20 years old, that you see certain things in them that now when you fast forward, you can be like, oh yeah, I saw that coming.
Well, with him, I would say as long as I remember, you know what I mean? Right. I would know that he was going to be successful, right?
Absolutely.
And I'm sure my family would probably say the same about me, right? If you knew my both my parents are deceased, but if you knew my mom, like, she was like on it, it was I am who I am today because of, all the hard work and dedication and the way that she and my dad pushed me to be a better person, right? And to excel at whatever I did. And so I think I probably would have exceeded her expectations now, especially with doing real estate. I'm sure she probably would have never thought that I would do that. But I think that, I would definitely be beyond their wildest dreams.
And this leads me into one of the questions that we ask just about every entrepreneur and business owner that sits in the same seat that you're sitting in. If you could go back and you had a time machine and you could talk to yourself at 20 years old, what advice would you give yourself to not only get where you are now, or if there's anything that you felt like you could have done to maximize those opportunities, what advice would you give a 20-year-old Miss Sonya Gaines?
So 20-year-old me.
Yes, ma'am.
I would most certainly say, since I've been a nurse for so long, right? I've always, I made good money, but I probably would have invested earlier. I felt like, and that's the thing, like, my dad, the crazy thing is my dad owned rental properties growing up. Wow. But, he didn't necessarily tell me, because the thing is, I saw with the rental properties that he owned, I saw the work that he put in. He and my uncle were always over there fixing stuff and, just things like that. And so now I learned that, you just have a team of people to do it for you. You know
Absolutely.
what I mean? So I would definitely have started doing more with the rental properties, investing sooner, and obviously I would have got my real estate license sooner, right?
Absolutely.
I would have definitely done that because it's been a blessing to be able to do what I do and, to just learn and do so many more things,
Absolutely.
So that's what I would tell my 20-year-old self.
No, and for those 20-year-olds that's going to be introduced to you for the first time, I want to make sure that we give everyone in the audience every opportunity to follow you on Instagram or reach out to you to schedule a consultation.
Absolutely.
So if you would not mind,
Absolutely.
Miss Sonya G. Sales, please share all your social media and contact information with the audience.
Of course, my name is Sonya Gaines, and I am with Janeberg Properties. That's my broker. And you can find me on social media. My personal page is Sonya Gaines on Facebook. My real estate page is Sonya Gaines, Realtor at Janeberg Properties. My Instagram page is capital_gains, Gaines. Y'all see the play on that, capital gains.
Absolutely.
Right?
No doubt.
And of course, my website is SonyaGSoldIt.com. So you can also reach out to me on all of those platforms, and I would be happy to help you.
Oh, well, thank you so much, man.
Thank
I'm
you.
sure the
Thank
members of
you.
our audience will gain so much invaluable knowledge and gain from you that they can put into practice today.
Yes.
Once again, man, all those vets, if you are unsure about your eligibility, reach out to me. If you know you're eligible but have not been pre-qualified, reach out to me. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest, reach out to me directly. I want to thank Miss Sonya Gaines for sitting in on behalf of myself, Rick Davis, and the away on assignment, Texas Real Estate King, Mr. Larry W. Brooks. I want to thank everyone in the audience for tuning in to the Prime Real Estate Network podcast. Until next Thursday, in the meantime, in between time, everybody out there, be safe and be blessed.